USDC takes a lot of pressure and reduces fees in all kinds of different ways. And in the case of staking, gives you some kind of yield against inflation. So all of this to me is just software engineering, and I have a broad portfolio. I'm very familiar with the engineers involved in each of these projects. I support them. I'm an advocate for it. And the regulator is in my view, going to eventually support these initiatives because of the tremendous economic enhancement and productivity they provide for the underlying economy. And as far as the US regulator is concerned, they have the opportunity to lead the globe in policy, whether it be stablecoin, whether it be Bitcoin, whatever it's going to be. And I don't think they want to give up that opportunity. They just want to get it right. And those of us that are waiting for their decisions are very optimistic, because you can look at this two ways. You can say, okay, the regulators are getting in the way of growth. That's one way to look at it. I don't look at it that way. I look at it saying, when the US regulator makes its policy, the floodgates of institutional and sovereign wealth are going to pour into these crypto assets. And I want to be well positioned before that happens. I don't know when it's going to occur. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I'm very optimistic that they will take the lead and provide policy for global regulators. That's what I believe. And we were discussing this in a highly regulated environment. But anyways, look, I've changed my mind. You're absolutely right. I'm a huge advocate and a supporter, and most importantly, an investor.
Okay, so now that you are an investor, you told about a few of the crypto you are invested in. You told about Polygon, you told about Solana, Ethereum. So talking about specifically your portfolio in crypto, can you give us a bit of an overview of your portfolio in terms of do you hold like NFTs, DeFi, Metaverse? What is your if you can give us some details about your portfolio construction?
Yes. In individual tokens and coins and chains, I've got 33 different positions, wide range of diversity. You know, I look at this the same way I look at managing an equity portfolio. Never more than 5% in any one name, never more than 20% in any one sector. So in that theory, that mandate means that I can go up to 20% in crypto. Right now, I'm just over 10, about 10.7. But I've also made equity bets. For example, I have an investment in WonderFi, a Canadian company that is democratizing DeFi. So they're launching their product in January. They've been working on it for over 2 years, is for the watch industry. The watch industry, as you may know, is one of the fastest growing asset classes in the world right now, multi-billion-dollar secondary market in trading fine timepieces. And we don't have any NFTs for authentication and insurance purposes. We want that, and so does the watch industry. So the idea would be, if you take a high resolution scan of the dial, you can identify that watch in perpetuity, and you could avoid fraudulent trading of a piece that was made to knock it off. And that's of great interest to all the great watchmakers. Just my collection alone, I want to do that on. So the whole point is, there's so much activity on NFTs, and yes, I'm an investor there. The whole concept here, everything we've just talked about, is all software. I keep going back to that. I look for the best teams. I invest in their companies. I invest in their tokens, their coins, their currencies, but it's all just software.
What is your view on Bitcoin? Has your view on Bitcoin changed since you became a crypto advocate, and how?
Yes, I have a position in Bitcoin. It is not my largest. It is close. It's up in the top quartile, though. Ethereum is larger than Bitcoin right now for me. They would like to fund Bitcoin mining where they keep their own awarded coins, knowing with 100% certainty that they mine them in an ethical and efficient, sustainable manner. And that is where a lot of the new capital is going. And whether that be wind or solar or nuclear or whatever, all of those projects are happening globally, and they're being funded by sovereign wealth, because sovereign wealth has ESG and sustainability committees on top of their asset decision making. So the next generation of coins awarded are probably going to be held in perpetuity on balance sheets of companies that are funded to make them sustainable. And, you know, that's one way to solve that problem. at the end of the day, I would argue that Bitcoin mining is at the forefront of efficient energy use. It really is. It's just that the rest of the investing world doesn't take that view. And there's been a lot of criticism of what happened in China initially by burning hydrocarbons to create electricity to make coin. And you've seen all of the controversy in the last year. Now, at the Bitcoin 2022 conference, I think there'll be a lot of good news in this area. That's going to happen in February, as you're well aware. But it will definitely be the topic of discussion yet again. You want to find the smartest engineers in software development, you're going to find them in crypto. So again, I go back to Polygon. Polygon's working with Ethereum. They're working with it to make it more efficient. And so, I look at my Polygon investment as a quasi Ethereum investment because what they're doing is aggregating transactions. They're making Ethereum more efficient. Many people in financial services are concerned that Ethereum's too slow. And that's why they're looking at Solana, for example. And so you have to make multiple bets. You can't bet on just one horse in crypto. You've got to go with the hottest teams with new innovation, new ideas, which is what I do. And I say I'm so fortunate because, I have direct access to these individuals, and that's probably a little bit to do with, the work I do in the media, but it doesn't matter. What matters to me is what can I do as an investor? How can I support their initiatives? And I believe there's a direct correlation between social media, the media, and market capitalization. My ability to help a company tell a story really matters. So if I can get millions of followers as I have and explain to them why I'm doing what I do and why I support these different teams, I think it's of everybody's benefit. That's good. It's been a very successful company, and there's tying together the crypto world with the real world of DNA testing and sequencing.
Yeah, that's cool. So if we had to now describe the percentage of your portfolio that is now in crypto, you mentioned that you wanted to get to 10% by the year, but the end of the year, but that's not about your personal portfolio. It's about your company's.
Let me be specific. I said I started the year at 3% in the operating company. In fact, we're sitting at 10.7% today. So we have gone beyond our target only because many of the projects have appreciated so dramatically. Most of this is held in my FTX wallet. It's the platform. You got to remember something that people just don't spend enough time talking about in this industry, and I lived it. When you have your own compliance department and you have an external auditor and you have to file with the regulator, regardless of what geography you're in, doesn't matter. You need infrastructure. You need compliance infrastructure. For example, when I trade a stock,